Hey everyone, welcome to Curious Minds Podcast, the show where we spark curiosity with fun science and tech for all ages. I'm your host, Min-Jae from Seoul, South Korea. So, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You've probably got plans. Whether you are in Seoul, London, or New York, you might have a dinner reservation you had to fight for. Or a gift hiding in the back of your closet that you hope says, I love you, and not, I picked this up at the gas station. But while you were planning the romance, I was looking at the receipt. I want you to visualize a number, over $80 billion. Now, here is the kicker. That is just the spending in the United States alone. When you consider that Valentine's, Mother's and Father's Day are celebrated actively across Europe, Asia and South America, the true global receipt is likely double or triple that amount. But even if we just look at that one slice of the pie, that 80 billion is comparable to the annual GDP of a country like Panama. We aren't just celebrating love. We are funding a massive global economy. Today, we are doing a supply chain audit of the human heart. We are tracking the journey of a dollar spent on love, from the freezing cargo holds of flower jets to the psychology of restaurant menus. But remember, I'm just looking at the numbers, the feelings. Those are up to you. Let's start with the guilt gap. Every year, spending data shows a massive discrepancy. We spend about $34 billion on Mother's Day, but only $22 billion on Father's Day. That's a $12 billion gap. Does that mean we love Dad 35% less? Actually, it's the service versus status theory. We view Mom's role as emotional labor. So, the market sells us luxury to pay her back. Spas, jewelry, brunch. But Dad, he's the provider, so we buy him utility. Think about it. Mom gets a day at the spa to recover from, well, us. Dad gets a power drill so he can fix the shelf we broke. Mom gets pampered, Dad gets equipped, and the economy capitalizes on that perfectly. Now let's talk about the rose. Have you ever wondered why a rose costs $2 in July but $10 in February? Is it just greed? No, it's logistics. It's the cold chain. In February, the northern hemisphere is frozen solid. Roses don't grow in the snow. So, that bouquet likely started its life in the high altitudes of Colombia or Ecuador. Once that stem is cut, it is a biological ticking time bomb. To stop it from rotting, it has to stay in a narrow band just above freezing around 1 degree Celsius. It travels from a refrigerated truck to a pressurized cargo jet to a refrigerated warehouse. That rose has traveled better than I do. When you pay $80 for a dozen roses, you aren't paying for the flower. You are paying for the jet fuel and the refrigeration required to cheat winter. And my favorite part, the red tax. But here's the reality. To get millions of red roses to bloom exactly on February 14th, growers have to hack back their plants months in advance. They sacrifice months of production just to hit that one date. So, in essence, you aren't paying for the flower. You're paying for the artificial timing. Next up, everybody's favorite, chocolate. A standard 100-gram chocolate bar costs $2. But when you melt it into a heart shape, put it in a red velvet box, suddenly it's $15. This is the packaging premium. Often, it's the exact same grade of chocolate, folks. It didn't go to finishing school just because it's in a velvet box. But you pay the 600% markup. Yes, 600%. Because you can't hand your partner a $2 grocery store bar without looking cheap. You are paying for the cardboard permission slip that says, "I tried." Finally, dinner, to talk about the psychology of restaurant menus. You sit down, the waiter hands you a prix-fixe menu, no choices, just 3 courses. The waiter calls it a chef's tasting journey. I call it an industrial efficiency tool. Restaurants operate on throughputs. On a normal night, a relaxed dinner might take 2 hours, but on Valentine's, that set menu is designed to shave 30 minutes off your meal. That efficiency allows them to squeeze in a whole extra seating round per night. That's not romance. It's an assembly line with candlelight. So, why do we do it? Why do we line up to be processed like this? Because of the pressure. We live in the era of performative love. If you didn't post the bouquet on Instagram, did you even really get one? The algorithm says no. We are chasing external validation. It reminds me of that famous line by Oscar Wilde. Nowadays people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. We know exactly what the roses cost, but have we forgotten the value of just showing up? And this pressure creates a cruel divide. Think about the have-nots. The pressure to fit in doesn't vanish just because your bank account is low. In fact, it gets heavier. The industry weaponizes that inadequacy. It whispers, if you really loved them, you'd find a way. That is a lie, but it's a powerful one. It forces people into debt just to avoid the shame of showing up empty-handed. We have built a system where affection is taxed. And if you can't pay the tax, you're told your love is worth less. Look, I'm not saying don't celebrate. I'm not saying don't buy gifts. If you see something that screams, "I love you," buy it. But this episode is your permission slip. It is okay not to gift. It is okay not to feel pressured. It is okay not to share it on social media. Real love isn't a transaction. It's not a supply chain. It's the time you spend, the memories you create, and the attention you give when no one is watching. Don't let a billion-dollar industry define how you show your heart. Don't cave to the pressure. So, my challenge for you this week. Whether you spend $1 or 1,000, make sure you are the one choosing it, not the pressure. I'm Min-Jae, and this is Curious Minds Podcast. Stay curious. Stay smart. And maybe write a letter instead of buying the box. See you next week.